Aloha. Thank you for tuning in to episode number 34. My name is Christina Estrada, partner of Booyah Marketing, where we have deeper connections. Today, welcome back our honored guest, Dan Hahn. Dan has worked hard not to obtain any titles or go by any labels, but the closest thing to describe him is as steward of the land. With his Korean natural farming technique, Dan is bringing life back to the land. How are you, Dan?
Doing great. Thanks, Christina.
Good, good, good. Thank you for being here. Well, last time we talked, we were talking about the nine core solutions that you make, and I was wondering to know more about them.
Yeah, excellent. So last time we talked about the two microbes, which is the indigenous microorganisms and then also the lactis bacillus. So those are the two microbes. And then the other seven solutions are the nutrients and minerals that support those microbes. So the next one on the list is the fermented plant juice, which is the FPJ for the short, or what it really is food, the food for the plants. So in nature, how trees give themselves food, because like they grow fruit for themselves, like they don't grow it for humans. So how that usually works, it ripens and it falls and then
Yeah, yeah.
and then eventually all those nutrients goes back into the tree, right? And then you have leaves that fall and then they decay and go into the soil and going back into the tree and the branches break off. So they supply themselves. But what happens is when people take all that stuff from them, now we have to give them food back. So that's
Oh,
all.
wow.
And the fruit, it has rot to it, right? You see all these fruit underneath and it starts to rot because that's not a perfect fermentation. So what we do, because all that takes up all this time, right? That could take weeks, months, all to break down and to get back in. So what we do, we speed up that time. So with this fermented plant juice, we can take whatever material, like you can use bananas, you can use mangoes, you can use comfrey, you can use any of these plants really, even like hono grass. Like you can use ferns. You can
Wow.
use any type of plant into a fermented plant juice. So basically, what we do to kind of, for this instance, we'll kind of make it easier because there is kind of more of a optimal, because we always use those optimal words. But for this purpose, just use equal weight sugar to whatever you're using to ferment and you mix it in really good. You give it a nice massage. So let's just use ripe bananas. Okay.
Okay.
A banana tree is always good, like for the potassium. Okay. So you grab all the fruit and the peels, you like cut it in half and you smash it and you take equal weight sugar and you massage all of this in and then you put it into a glass jar and you fill it three-quarters full, leaving one quarter of open space. Now, there's also a reason why we do that, but I'll get back to that point. But so you let this ferment for like 4 days. And then at the end of the 4 days, you're going to see all this nice liquid in the jar. And then you strain out just the liquid. And so that's the fermented plant juice of the banana. So that's for the fruit. So remember how we were talking last time, how there's different formulas?
Yes.
So this fermented plant juice would be perfect to put in the fruit formula. Okay, because it's the fruit.
Wow. Yeah.
So you could also use a different part of the banana tree, like the flower, right? That the banana part that hangs down at the bottom. And so you can just cut that up into quarter pieces, use equal weight sugar, get a nice massage in there, get them all nice and coated with that sugar, stuff them into that jar real nice and tight, uh, up to 2/3, leaving 1/3 of space, and letting that ferment for like 4 days. And you can go up to 7 days, but like that usually gives enough time, is that 4 days. And so strain that out, and now you got a fermented plant juice of that banana flower. So that would be great
Wow, that is
flour
cool.
formula. So you can use whatever fermented plant juice, another formula, but like to optimize it, use the flour for the flour, use the fruit for the fruit formula. And then with the banana keiki, we kind of touched on that the first time as well. So you cut that up into quarter-inch pieces, equal weight sugar, massage that all in, put it in the jar, make that a little tight, pack it in. And so that would be good for the leaf formula because of all the growth hormones in the keiki.
Wow.
Is that,
Yeah, that makes total sense.
yeah. And so let me go back to like the reason why we leave a quarter of space. So this is kind of in line with universal law, with the golden ratio, with the Fibonacci sequence, because nature always grows in this Fibonacci sequence, right?
Right.
And so the golden ratio, I believe, comes out if you take it down into the decimal point is like 0.61 down the line. So if you take 2/3, that's 0.66, right? And down the line. So that's close enough, close enough of the ratio. And another beautiful thing is with working with nature is that you have a 40% window of error. So 0.61 to 0.66 is well within that ratio, right?
Hmm.
So that space is like giving where that'll fill up with all the gas releases from the
Oh,
the material, right? And so what we're doing, this is a perfect fermentation.
hmm.
So out in nature, it's imperfect, it's going to rot. Here, we're going to speed up that time because that's going to take months to decompose. So this takes less than a week. It's a perfect perfect fermentation.
Hmm.
And now we're going to strain that out. And you got all this high nutrition that is really good to go. And this is the high quality of food you want to feed your plants.
Wow.
Give them nice and healthy and have that go all the way through into the fruit. Highly nutritious fruit.
That's
So yeah,
awesome. Oh my gosh, that is brilliant. So, wow, that's so much information. So, I understand you have a coming up KNF talk all day. Is that correct?
yes, of course.
Okay. And it's going to be at the Farmers Union Convention by Kahalu Beach Park. And it's not at the beach park, it's just south of the fenced in area starting at 9 a.m., October 25th. But you will be talking from 3:30 to 5 p.m. And also you will be holding a two-part workshop on November 15th to the 22nd from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. And so how do people get in contact with you?
The best way right now is through my email, danhahn888 at gmail.com. That's DANHAHN888 at gmail.com.
I love that. 888. Mahalo nui loa, Dan Hahn, for your time. Any parting words would you like to say for the viewers?
Well, yeah. I mean, you see how easy that is to make a fermented plant juice, right? It's two
Yeah,
ingredients, whatever material you want to ferment, and equal weight brown sugar, and you put it into a jar, 2/3 full. 4 days later, boom, you got a fermented plant juice. So go out and try it.
absolutely. Mahalo. I'll put Dan Hahn's information down below in the description box. Please click into the subscribe, notification, and thumbs up. If you'd also like to donate to the channel, we appreciate it. It helps us build our content. My name is Christina Estrada, partner of Booyah Marketing. A hui ho. Until we meet again. KNF Talk, Farmers Union Convention by Kahalu Beach Park. It's not at the beach park, it's just south of it in the fenced in area. October 25th, 2025, starting at 9 a.m. And Dan Hahn will be talking at 3:30 to 5 p.m.